Broadcasting live from the Cottage Studio. Check out my website, thehohoshow.com. I am all over the place on social media and a proud member of Weaponized Sloth Productions. So welcome to the Ho Ho Show. And as always, I am your host, Ho Ho. Oh yes, I am. All right, guys, it has been, wow. It's been a crazy week. It really has been. And I do apologize about starting a little late. It has been, I've been busy today. Holy crap. So much going on. So much trying to get to and get through. Crap, I forgot to do something. Hold on a second. Shh. Don't tell anybody. I'm starting Restream. I forgot to do that again. I hate it when I do that. So, yeah. Ooh, I got somebody's in chat. Hello, Linda. Hello, Island. How are you guys doing? Good to see ya. The Wild Bunch in the house. Oh, crap. Really? Dadgummit. Now I got to remember what my password is. Let's see if that one works. Nope. Crap. Nope. Nope. Uh-oh. I hate it whenever that happens. All right. Well, Hello, Kelly. How are you doing? The Sneed's in the house. Oh, yes. All right, guys. I'm trying to get my chat window up and going for the other chat places out there. And by the way, welcome everybody. Welcome Spreaker. Welcome YouTube, Mixer, Periscope, Twitch, and Facebooks. How y'all's doing? I had to go through and remember all those. Holy cow. Let's see. Oops. I'm still trying to have the password. Let's try that one. Keep it simple. Hey, that worked. Hey, I found out what the password is. That's cool. It's always an important thing to know. Every once in a while, the Restream chat kicks me out, and I got to log back into it. And I didn't do that beforehand. I should have figured as much. I had to log back into it, either way you look at it. So, guys, there was something that happened earlier this week. I'm going to go ahead and slightly dive right into this. So the title of today's episode is, I don't know. What was it? Oh, yeah. What part of Republic don't you guys understand? You see, former President Obama, he was in Champaign-Urbana earlier in the week. Actually, I think it was Friday. Friday? Come on now, help me out. Friday. I think it was Friday. So he was in there on Friday. All right, and he did a speech, a whole 9 yards. And so I've got the article right here, and in which case, guys, you can, in the description, there's a link to that, and it's in order to go to Flipboard, which is my go-to hub for anything, everything, and all things news. Absolutely awesome. You can get to that link by going to link.thehohoshow.com/flip098. And that'll take you right to the Flipboard. You can also go to my website and get it in there too. No, you can't. Never mind. No, you can't. I didn't do that yet. You can after the show. It'll be available. But anyway, so I'm reading this thing. Obama rebukes Trump and Republicans for abuses of power and urges Democrats to vote. You see, as soon as I seen that, I was like, are you kidding me? Trump's in there, abuses of powers to Republicans after, after Obama's presidency. Now, I'm not going to get into the litany of what, Obama did. Let's just put it like this. I give Trump a lot of credit for what he's done. He's not, he's screwed up. He's done some things I don't like, and I'm just being perfectly honest about it. But all said and done, the man has acted within the confines of the Constitution. Something that Obama didn't do. I actually loved it because, like, last week, I think it was, there was an article that former President Obama was getting nominated for most ethical president or something of that nature. And I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. What? Ethical? And I was like, okay, wait a second. Okay, difference between ethics and morality. An ethical man knows that he's not supposed to cheat on his wife, and a moral man actually won't. So, okay, on that aspect, Obama knew that he wasn't supposed to do certain things the way that he did them. Like granting amnesty and just not, choosing not to enforce immigration laws and that stuff. And of which case, okay, yeah, he knew he wasn't supposed to do it like that. He chose to do it anyway, but that's beside the point, evidently. So, hello, Tama, how are you doing? Awesome, glad to see you there. Checking to see other chat rooms and everything still sounds good, or looks good, I guess. Am I sounding okay? Everything looking all right? I think we're good. Anyway, so yeah, he knew that he wasn't supposed to do these things the way that he was doing them, but he still chose to do it that way. I don't know why. I don't know why at all. But he did. I wonder if I did that. I didn't do that. Let's do that right now. Ooh, there we go. That was kind of staticky. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you, Linda, by the way. Thank you very much. You're awesome. I got to throw a shout out here to Miss Linda Irwin. She has the awesome Insanity Surfer podcast available on Spreaker. And I'll tell you what, her show is awesome. All right, I'm giving you 2 thumbs up right now, because one thing that's cool about your show is that, it reminds me of, like the radio shows from the 50s, when back in the day before TVs, really were prominent. It was the radio that was in the living room where the TV is now. And, the family would gather around it and, just listen to a radio show type of thing. I mean, this was like where War of the Worlds actually came from. That was a skit that was done at the radio station, and people thought it was an actual news broadcast and whatnot. But that's what her show reminds me of. I mean, it's got an old school feel to it. It's so cool. I love how you do it. It's very, very awesome. But anyway, moving on. Had to give a shout out to you because you're awesome. But anyway, moving on. I get sidetracked sometimes by squirrels. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Obama. So, he knew, that he wasn't supposed to do that. And he flat even said this in different speeches that he did. He's like, hey, I can't do this. It's up to Congress in order to do that. Oh, hold on. Yeah, she says, thank you. She said, old-time radio comedy from the 30s and 40s, but with a more modern theme of segments. Yes, absolutely. And that's exactly what it reminded me of whenever I was listening to you. It's so awesome to hear that, in a modern type of a way. It's just so cool. But yeah, so Obama knew that he wasn't supposed to do things like that, but, he chose not to. He's like, I got to put in a phone. So he chose to go about it that way. And it's like, dude, you can't do that. I mean, that's the Constitution. See, here's the difference in our Constitution. Okay. It was like the first time in government that it wasn't a group of leaders telling the people what they could do. It was the people who made the government and told the government what they are allowed to do. We have a not a top-down form of government. We have a bottoms-up form of government. Bottoms up. Never mind. Anyway, so that's what our form of government is. And I was reading this thing, and he mentioned in here, he called our form of government a democracy 5 freaking times. 5 times. Are you kidding me? 5 times. All right, guys. See, now I know you younger people are not going to know what I'm talking about, all right? It's called the Pledge of Allegiance. Older people help the younger ones out. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yes, and to the republic. And to the what? The republic. See, we don't have a democracy. We have a republic. A democracy is, simply put, the majority rules. The entire country, the entire government is ruled by the majority. 51%, that's all it takes, 51%. You guys don't want to be in a democracy, trust me. Because here's what a democracy looks like. 2 wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. That's a democracy. Yeah. It's great for the wolves. It sucks for the sheep. Yes, the Republic spoke the pledge every day at the start of school up until middle school. And yes, Linda, I am right there with you. You know, we said it, you know, all the time. You know, every single day, every single morning, the first thing that we did, you know, especially in, you know, elementary school, was we got up, we put our right hand over our heart, we faced the flag, and we, you know, recited the Pledge of Allegiance. Dude, okay, whenever I was younger, I thought it was for witches stand instead of for which it stands. I was like, what do witches have to do with this? I don't understand. When I was younger, I was, you know, I was slow. All right, I'll just admit it. When I was young, I was slow. So I was confused. I thought witches had something to do with it, but apparently they don't. You know, so one nation, yeah, okay. Anyway. But that's what a democracy is. Two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. And let me tell you guys something. You're not a wolf. You're a sheep. You're going to get eaten. That's what it amounts to. You know, you don't want a democracy. We have a constitutional republic, which means we have the supreme law of the land. Linda put in here, law of witches stand. How about invisible instead of indivisible? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had that one going on too. It was great. You know, it's kind of like, you know, it's saying the alphabet. You know, LMNOP is like one letter. You know, it's not LMNOP. It's not five. When you're young, it's like one letter. LMNOP is one letter. You know, it just comes out so fast. You know, but anyway. Oh yeah, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Anywho, you know, but that's what it amounts to, man. I mean, we live in a constitutional republic. That means that this little document right here, the Constitution of the United States of America, is the supreme law of the land. It goes above everything. It goes above the state constitution. It goes above any, you know, a civil township and county and any of that. It goes above all of that. This is the supreme law of the land. And we elect people from our populace in order to go up to Washington and represent us. We elect a president to represent us not only on the world stage, but to kind of, you know, be the enforcer, you know, the head police officer, which is what the presidency is. You're the head police officer, but you are a servant of the people. You're not a leader. You know, back in the day of presidency, it was a derogatory term. People didn't want to be presidency. It was originally going to be king, and, you know, George Washington was like, no, I'm not a king. I'm a servant. I'm a president. And that's where the term came from. I mean, granted, I don't know as if he actually came up with the term, but he's like, no, I'm not a leader of the people. I'm a servant of the people. Do not give me a title like that. Give me a servant's title. And that's what presidency is. It's a servant's title. That's what you are. You know, so Trump, I give him credit, man, because one of the things that he did whenever he came into office was he started to eliminate all the junk that Obama did without Congress that he did with the pen and the phone. That's one of the things he first started doing. And I was so ticked whenever I got on there and I'm seeing, you know, I see the whole, what was that thing? Hold on, I'll get it. You know, my mind is, you know, the hamster's in there and he's running fast. You know, smoke building up in there. But, you know, he was talking about, never mind. Never mind. It flew right out of my head. It's gone. Yeah, I don't even remember. But yeah, the thing went shoo and gone. But anyway, you know, that's why, oh yeah, whenever I had heard about, you know, the train came back again for a second run around, there we go. So, you know, but that's why I was so ticked whenever I heard that, you know, the lawyer was like, you know, you are not beholden to the Constitution. You're beholden to, you know, Obama and what he did as far, you know, and they were talking about, what were they talking about? Islam throws in here, yes, it is a servant's title, and many of them have forgotten they serve the people. And you got that right. You know, you got that right. But yeah, you know, it's a servant's title. It very much is. But yeah, I mean, the judge was like, you know, you are, you know, beholden to Obama, not the Constitution. You can't, reel back Obama's, you know, moments of pen and a phone. You have to, that has to stay. You can't do away with that, even though that is a, executive order. It's not an actual law. It's not any type of regulation. I can speak. It's not any of that. And there you go. That's what happened. And I was ticked about that. I really was. But in this thing, he's calling people, going back to the article, he's calling people to vote. He's calling people to, get out there and do it. It's up to you guys in order to make sure that we, reel back the president and bring, what did he say? And this was a good one. This was good. This was good. Where did that go? Hold on. Oh, yeah, here he goes. He dropped the political readiness or whatever. The state where he launched his own political, was in Illinois. He mentioned restoring honesty and decency and lawfulness to government. Let me read that again. Obama, in his speech, he wanted the Democrats to go out and vote against Republicans to restore honesty, decency, and lawfulness. What? Dude, Trump has one of the most transparent presidencies out there. Okay, so there's honesty right there in President Trump. Honesty. President Trump right there. Dave Canyon. Dude, how's it going, sir? Good to see you in Facebook land. Loving it. Awesome. Waving real big at you. So, yeah, that's what he said. Restoring honesty, decency, and what was the other one? Restoring honesty, decency, and lawfulness. Yeah. Okay, so let's first talk about honesty. President Trump's got the, most transparent, especially with, Obama. He wasn't very transparent. Decency, whatever. Dave, sir, Miss Linda Irwin over here says, get your butt over here to Spreaker. Yes, she is on Spreaker. She's saying, get your butt over here. I'll be the mediator between you guys. I'm perfectly fine with that. Yes. She's over there in Spreaker land. So, all right. But yeah, honesty, decency, and lawfulness. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I mean, that's one of them things that, and I've actually talked about this with other people, just because you're Democratic, I don't have any problem against Democrats in general, I am I'm a fan of JFK. And in all honesty, I was a fan, some of y'all, you might want to, Republicans out there, conservatives, libertarians, and I actually swing more towards libertarian than I do anything else. But, for you guys, just get in your safe space, because I'm going to, I actually liked how former President Bill Clinton ran things. Okay. I actually had some respect for Bill. I really did. And this didn't have anything to do with anything of what happened with, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. This has nothing to do with that. It was just how he governed. I respected Bill Clinton for how he governed, because he had, he would ask the people, this is what's going on, poll the people, and he would get their insight and input on it. Before he made a decision, he asked the people what they wanted. That's what the president should be doing. So I respected him on that, very much so. I respected him on that. So I don't have any problem with Democrats. It's the progressives out there that I got a problem with. It's the ones that are trying to, do away with this and replace it with the Communist Manifesto. I kid you not, man. Read the Communist Manifesto. Actually, don't read the whole thing. Don't. It doesn't matter. Read the 10 plagues. Or I'm sorry, not the 10 plagues. Yeah, read the 10 plagues of Egypt. No, read the 10 pillars of communism. The 10 pillars of communism. Read those, and then take a look at the Bill of Rights. The 10. I almost said the 10 Commandments. Holy crap, that was funny. Linda put in here, Clinton actually flew out Air Force One, went right over her house, during the wildfires of central Idaho in 2000 to meet with the firefighters. That's cool. That is cool. I mean, I do, man. I got, like, in all honesty with Clinton, I had a lot of respect for how he, just for how he governed. I thought that was cool. I mean, yes, he was a Democrat, and just on platform and on simple principle, just because I got to be, problematic on that, I against him. But I mean, no, I mean, I actually did. I had a lot of respect for how he governed. Linda put another one I missed on here. I remember JFK, and when he was assassinated, second grade, when he said the Pledge of Allegiance after we came back from that time off. I actually cried at his picture, was next to the flag. Yeah, oh, yeah, I bet that would have been. I'm sorry, I was reading chat. Internet disruption. Okay, so everything's back, Dave. That's awesome. I hope so. Anyway, it looks so. It looks like it is from him. But yeah, when JFK was assassinated, dude, I tell you what, man, that had to have been, I mean, dude, I couldn't even imagine, something like that. Because that's the thing, man. I mean, he was, JFK, he was shaking things up, He was shaking things up. I got to be honest. I've not done a lot of research into JFK. I've heard some of his speeches, whenever he was talking about, the tax rates and different things of that nature, so I know a little bit about that. But as far as really having a good grasp and understanding of his presidency, I really don't. And I got to be honest about that. I really don't. But from what little I do know of him, he was a president that I would have been able to get behind. Absolutely, his ideas for just growing the government, growing the finances of the government with tax reform and with everything else. I mean, he was somebody I could have stood behind. Democrat or not, it doesn't matter. He was somebody I could stand behind. Absolutely, I could easily see myself voting for JFK. To have somebody like that. Dave Canyon in the Spreaker chat. Awesome, sir. But yeah, he's somebody I definitely could have gotten behind. Absolutely. So, yeah. So yes, very, very cool. Yeah, multitasking, Dave, over there on Periscope. I thought you were on I'm seeing you on Facebook. I'm not actually seeing anything on over there, and you could be on Periscope. Heck, I don't know. It doesn't actually show me on some of that stuff. I'm not seeing anything on anywhere else except for Facebook and Spreaker right now. But anyway, guys, did I cover everything I was actually wanting to? Let me skim through this article right quick. Okay, calling it democracy. Oh, you just logged off Periscope. Okay, I got you. Obama ridiculing President Trump. Yeah, he said democracy 5 times in here, and I'm just like, yeah, no. I was like, yeah, decency and honesty. That's funny. That was hilarious when I seen that. But yeah, guys. Oh, here's something I do need to let you guys in on. Okay, so couple months is whenever we're going to be voting for this thing. Okay, and actually I got a couple points I'm wanting to bring up on here right quick. And then we're going to slide to break, and I'm going to catch the next section. And yes, I did actually. Yeah. So yeah, they're Democrats need to gain 23 seats in the House and 2 seats in the Senate in order to gain the majority. So, and I'll actually go through and find out which states are actually up. I know Texas is one of them, at least because I know Ted Cruz's seat is up. And Illinois actually is another one that's up. So, these are a couple of them to, definitely pay attention to. Absolutely pay attention to, because that's one of the things that I am concerned about, because if the Republicans do lose lose the Senate and the House, I mean, it's one of them things I'm mindful that they're definitely going to be bringing up articles of impeachment against President Trump. Definitely I think it's going to happen. The Democrats say that that's not what they're looking at doing, but I honestly, I think they will. I think that's what they're going to. I really do. So, what was the other thing I was wanting to bring up? Yeah, I don't remember. So yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break. And when I return, Here we go. Dave over here on YouTube as well, watching you on YouTube and chatting in Spreaker. I hear Linda in the Spreaker chat. Do you think New York Times faked the op-ed? Which op-ed was that? I'll have to look up on that. Hey, Linda. Hey, Dave. Oh, that's funny. All right, guys. But yeah, I'm going to take a quick break, and when I return, I'm actually going to be covering a little bit on the gun debate, you know, and that's probably going to consume Island. If they bring the articles of impeachment, that in itself will start a revolution. I could almost guarantee it. You know, I got to rewind this a little bit again. We'll just play it again. Hold on. Island, I'm actually pretty... I'm mindful of that too. I mean, it's definitely going to bring an uproar. I mean, it really is, you know. And I've actually heard Chris on the Machine Radio Show mention that we're in a soft civil war now, and I'd almost have to agree with that, you know, because it's one of them things we're fighting in the government, you know. We're definitely fighting in the government aspect of it. We're fighting for control, you know. We really are. And if they do that, and they, you know, and this is one of the things that's ticking me off as far as what's going on in government right now. You know, you got people that are just not wanting to. Okay, there we go. An article. I'll have to copy and paste that, and I'll look at that whenever we go to break. And thank you, Linda, by the way. Thank you very much. But yeah, I mean, last election, man, I mean, the people came out and voted for Trump. I mean, he had their support. You know, he very much did. And he went in there, not a politician, and he started doing as much as he absolutely could to follow through with his campaign promise. That's what he's been doing ever since he got in. You know, and President Trump has done an awesome job. I mean, yes, he screwed up on some things. Yeah, he's ticked me off. There's been some things that he's done that I totally have not agreed with. But on the whole, I like what he's doing. He's mixing things up. He's stirring the pot. He's licking the spoon. You know, I mean, these are what you should be doing. Dave put in there, I'm checking out all your platforms. Amazing technology. Well, thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. You know, it's Restream.io is what I use. OBS Studio and Restream.io. And that's what I go through on this stuff. You know, and they're the ones that send it to all the different platforms, and you know, it's a good time. I enjoy it. I think it's awesome. When I found out how in a matter of speaking, how easy it is to set it up, because it's really not that bad. I was rather impressed with the technology. I really didn't think it'd work near as well as it does. So, all right, guys, taking a quick break. When I return, gun rights and how ridiculous they're. You know, how ridiculous what they're saying really is, and how much it shows how ignorant they are. Not stupid, ignorant. There is a difference, guys. There is a difference. So, quick break, and I'll be right back. Welcome back to the Ho Ho Show. I'm sorry, guys. Linda, you cracked me up. I have the right to bear arms. I do not always have to wear long sleeves. Yes. And yes, have the right to bear arms, as in have them on our person, visible for all to see. For hunting, self-protection, and carry a pistol in case an animal that was struck by a car needs to be put out of its misery. Yeah, we definitely have the right to bear arms. That was great. So welcome back to the Ho Ho Show, everybody. And oh yeah, I'm cheap, Dave. I'm very cheap. I work for a pack of or a pack. A can of Mountain Dew. I'm cheap. So, all right. Where are we at? Talking about an article that I got, and this was actually on, I don't even know. Well, let me go ahead and go over to Flipboard and take a look at this because, let's see, I think this came from Conservative View, if I'm not mistaken. Town Hall, okay. The headline, and I'm going to go ahead and cover this, cover the headline and whatnot, and then we'll get into this and discuss it a little bit. So the headline is, gun rights activist, journalist school David Hogg on AR-15s and assault weapons. And I put that in quotation marks because they did in the thing. And yes, I use the air quotation marks. Basically, he goes in and he says something about, well, okay, earlier in the week, he tweeted out one of the dumbest things he's ever said, at least that's what it says in the article. According to Hogg, an AR-15 is an assault weapon, which is not true whatsoever. And, of course, one of the things they talk about is, an assault weapons ban. Okay, here's a little bit of truth for people. Okay, this is why the gun people, okay, words matter, guys. Words absolutely matter, okay? And this is why we are so sticklers on what you guys say. Buddy of mine, if you call it a clip instead of a magazine, he'll throw one at you so you know the difference. Okay? A clip in a magazine is not the same thing. High-capacity clips, ban a high-capacity clips. I don't care. I've never used a clip to put it in my gun in the first place. I've used a magazine, and they're totally different. So if you want to ban a high-capacity clip, go for it, buddy. You're not banning anything worthwhile, all right? So there you have it, But there is a difference between those two. And language, words that you're using matters. Words already have a definition. An assault weapon. Okay, first of all, AR does not stand for assault rifle. It stands for Armalite rifle. He's not listening. Islin. Armalite rifle, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it stands for. Checking the chat, checking the chat, checking the chat, checking the chat. Yeah, whatever. Nobody knows. Armalite rifle is, I believe, what it stands for, in which case Armalite was the company that first manufactured the AR-15. And just so you guys know, this was not a military rifle that was, switched around and used for, I'm right. Okay, thank you, Islin. This isn't a military rifle that was, used for civilians. This was a civilian rifle that the military were like, that's awesome. And then they modified it for their own purposes. Okay. The AR-15 started off being a semi-automatic rifle. It's only got two settings on there, the pew and safe mode. Well, safe mode for gun owners is different than safe mode for civilians. But at any rate, the pew, single pew, pew. That's what they got, So anyway, assault weapon is the military does not or ever has used an AR-15. Right, they haven't used the AR-15, but they modified the AR-15, and that's where they got the M4, right? Yeah, just get your butt in here, man. The AR-15, that's, the M4A1 or the M4? M4, yeah. See, yeah, that was the military's version of the AR-15. Yeah, but they took the AR-15 and they modified it for their own purposes. That's what they did. Anyway, See, being in there commenting, just holler at you.
There's a delay between you and Spreaker.
Oh, I know. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. yeah, he looked at me like, what? After I already hollered at him a couple times. But anyway, moving on. Words matter. And this is why we get so ticked off whenever they call an AR-15 an assault weapon, because it's not an assault rifle. An assault weapon, an assault rifle, is characterized as being able to fire multiple rounds per a single trigger pull. Whether that be shooting in a burst, whether it be 3 or a 4 round burst, or whether it shoots full automatic, which is pew, 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 and it just keeps going until the magazine is empty or you release the trigger. That's what an assault rifle is. Multiple rounds with one single trigger pull. Non-assault rifles are just standard rifles. It's not a hunting rifle. It's not a this rifle or that rifle. It's just a freaking rifle, guys. An AR-15 is a rifle. Technically speaking, it's classified as a sporting rifle. That's what it's classified as. But it's a one single trigger pull gives you 1 round discharge through the barrel. And then 1 ejection of a shell, spent shell. But that's what it is. That's what AR-15 is. It is not an assault rifle. So words matter. And assault rifles are already hugely and very, very much so with words I can't even express right now, but they are very much regulated by the federal government. In order to own one, in order to work on one, if you are a licensed gunsmith, you have to have a special FBI clearance in order to do it. Like, they got to run you through the ringer before you can even get the okay to work on one, let alone own one. I mean, you do. You have to go straight through the FBI, and then you still have to get cleared by the state before you can do it. So, I mean, it's not something that's easy to do. It's really not. All right? But that's why words matter. And that's why it ticks us off whenever you have people that really have no idea what it is they're talking about, just throwing words around there, like the guy from CNN whenever he called it a full semi-automatic rifle. What the heck was that? A full semi-automatic? What are you even talking about? That doesn't even exist. What are you people doing? That's why that kind of stuff ticks us off so much. It's words matter. Language matters. When you define something, no. You got to be specific. What it is you're talking about. What you talking about, Willis? We got to know, because words matter. And he's going through here, and this is one of the things, and I'm going to. This is okay. As gun owners, we absolutely love this. The Second Amendment was talking about muskets, hunting. It wasn't talking about anything other than that. That our founding fathers could not have even dreamed of a world where all of that was possible. Okay. There's this thing in the Constitution. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but it talks about, implied powers. Okay. Technically speaking, the federal government does not have the constitutional right to print money. Constitutionally speaking, they only have the right to coin money. There is a difference, and it is significant. But there is a difference there. To coin money, but it's okay to print money because they had that implied powers. That's what they call it, implied powers. And in which case, yeah, I'm totally good about that. It is an implied power. And they do have even though it's not technically print, the Constitution says coin, and printing money on paper is not coining, it's printing. There is a difference in there. There is a distinction, a separation, if you will. But I'm okay with implied power. But if your logic is accurate and true, then it spans the entirety of the Constitution. That includes, if I can't have an AR-15, if I cannot have my EAA SAR B6P 9mm semi-automatic rifle, I'm sorry, semi-automatic pistol, apologize. If I can't have that, if the Second Amendment is for, a musket, because never in a million years would they have even considered a semi-automatic weapon, whether it be a rifle or a pistol, even be possible, then one, the Constitution, they can't print money. Two, the freedom of speech only applies to a soapbox in your hometown, this is not covered under the freedom of speech. That also means the freedom of press only covers an ink and quill on parchment, and it does not cover email. It does not cover text messages. It does not cover any of that stuff. That also means that the freedom of speech and the Fourth Amendment does not cover digital media stuff and phone calls and any of that, because never in a million years would our founding fathers, or could our founding fathers, have known the internet thing. So if the AR-15 only applies to muskets, then the freedom of press only applies to ink, quill, and parchment. It does not apply to a pen and a phone and everything else. But we all know that that is ridiculous. It's implied that it's covered. And the parchment has to be delivered by horse. You got that right. You can't deliver it by plane, train, or automobile. Nope, because they didn't have that back in the day. It's got to be delivered by a horse, maybe a buggy. Either way, it's got to be in an envelope bag. It better be in a courier pouch. Either way you look at it. I like that, Island. I like that, sir. But yeah, I mean, if that, it matters, right? You know? That's why, you know, these things, they just irritate me. I mean, they do, and I'll be honest about that. These are the things that irritate me, because language matters. All that stuff, it matters, you know? So, all right, that pretty well concludes the show, an hour into it. I'm loving it. Not even an hour into it. I'm like 43 minutes into it. But anyway, that covers the show. Now I've got, okay, guys, all right, I have to admit, I'm beside myself, all right? So for some reason, I guess I'm half moron, all right? I'm switching gears here. I'm half moron. And yes, I'm only half moron. That's it. Just half. I said I'm only half moron. That's it, just half. Anyway, so whatever I was doing, all right, it's one thing I love about Spreaker. Okay, I'm on like all kinds of platforms. Okay. What's that guy's name? I don't even know. Anyway, Joe Pesci. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Mind, giving me that. Anyway, something wrong with me. There really is. I promise there is. I'm not completely crazy, only partially. But anyway, I'm on multiple platforms. You know, I'm on Spreaker. I'm on, let me bring up the list because I know I can't usually remember. Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Periscope, Facebook. I am also on Google Podcasts. I am on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and just recently, and I was, you know, this is me being a moron. I kind of thought that iHeart and iTunes was kind of sort of the same thing, you know, that they kind of went to each other, pulled from each other, whatnot. That's what I thought, and wrongfully so. Apparently, it's not. So I was like, okay, well, how do I do this whole iTunes thing? And so I got onto Spreaker, and I figured out how I submit my RSS feed to Spreaker. So I'm like, cool. So I went ahead and I submitted that, and on Thursday, on Thursday, I got the whirly-majigger thingamajigger that told me that I got accepted onto iTunes. So I am now in iTunes. So I'm like, dude, that's freaking cool. Now I'm trying to figure out, you know, where's my URL for it. I don't even know how to find that yet, because I tried to make a link, you know, that I can put in the thing in the show notes like I've done with all the other things in there, you know. But, you know, if you guys want to get not cheap, affordable. Yes, I am affordable. But yeah, so and you guys can get the links with the exception of, you know, iTunes, because I haven't gotten that yet. All the links. Yes, thank you, Linda. Yeah, I finally got on there. Well, I finally submitted, because I just, you know, I'm just starting to branch out, and I'm really taking advantage of, you know, of Spreaker, because that's one of the things I love about Spreaker. You know, I'm a banner boy for them. I'll admit that. You know, they got an awesome platform. You know, they have some very amazing capabilities as far as, you know, with the live aspect of it goes. I guess there's not, you know, not everybody does that. You know, not everybody offers, you know, live broadcasting. But not only that, you have the option of being able to, you know, send your RSS link out to everywhere the audience is. And that's the thing. I mean, like you can't just expect your audience to come to you. Sometimes you got to send your stuff to them. And that's an aspect of that is important about being able to get on these different platforms is that, you got to go where the audience is. If the audience is on Spotify, then you go to Spotify. If your audience is on iHeartRadio, then you go to iHeart. If your audience is in iTunes, then you go to iTunes. So that's just where you go. You go where the audience is. It's one of them things about podcasting and, doing web shows and whatnot. There's so many different places that you can go to, especially with podcasting. There's so many different platforms out there. It's hard to get found, and with the hub, the different hubs that are out there, it's, sometimes it takes a little bit to get found, but weeding through the noise and whatnot. So that's kind of why, you just got to branch out, get everywhere. So I'm working on that whole getting anywhere, everywhere thing, so that concludes the show, ladies and gentlemen. I do thank you guys for dropping by. I thank you for everybody who participated in the chat rooms, Islin, Linda, Dave, you're awesome. I also see some Wisemans in there, and Mr. Fuller popped in over there in Facebook land. So, hello. Is that my favorite redhead over there? No, wait, I don't think it is. My favorite redhead is on YouTube, and I'm not seeing my favorite redhead in YouTube land. Not like I can really see who's in YouTube. I really can't, actually. It doesn't show me that. But anyway, Mr. Fuller's a redhead. Yes, you are, sir. I'm not even going to call you polar bear because, never mind. Don't listen to that. Anyway, thank you guys very much for stopping by. Short and sweet. Yeah, about an hour. That's kind of what my shows have been, going into. I'm not even an hour. Holy crap, I'm not even 50 minutes into it yet. But yeah, I really didn't have a whole heck of a lot, planned on this one. I really didn't. There's tomorrow. I am going to be on tomorrow. Same bat time, 7 p.m. Central. That is 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, considering I've found out that I do have a mountain timer in there. And, of course, 8 p.m. on the eastern side, Mr. Canyon. So I will be on tomorrow. I got an awesome show planned out. I'm still kind of working on ironing out details on it, but I got an awesome show planned. I am, so definitely stop on by. Yeah, I did start. I did start a little late today. I had to I had something planned and it got pushed to tomorrow, which is what tomorrow is going to be about. But tomorrow's title is actually going to be, and I'll give you the title. That's about as far as I'm going with it. The Dawn of a New Era is the title. And talking about, mainstream media and different aspects of things and whatnot. So yeah, talking about the dawn of a new era in dealing in language. Man, I wasn't expecting the question, I guess. But the dawn of a new era, talking about mainstream media. That is what the topic is tomorrow. So I am super duper excited about that. I am going to have the dawn of a new era. So I am going to have a special guest on with me, and I am absolutely welcoming call-ins. And I might also, because I do have Discord up and going, and I will even put in the various chats a special link that'll get you right into my Discord server. And through that, you can talk with me and anybody else that is in there directly. And I am going to start giving that out in, different chats and whatnot. So I will be doing that unless, of course, I always do have Skype available and the call-in number. I will be giving you guys that tomorrow. So, yes, definitely stop on by, guys. It is going to be an awesome, amazing show. I am so excited about this. It's one of them things that, dude, it's going to be cool. The dawn of a new era tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central. Discord.com, absolutely yes. And there is an app that is available on your phone that you can get on the Android. On Android there is an app, Discord, absolutely. And you can get the desktop version at Discord.com. I am pretty sure that's what it is. I think that's where I got it from. But Discord, I like Discord. It's pretty neat because you can have, you set up a and this is if you want to go into it like that, but you can set up, an entire server, and within that server you can have, and it's a virtual server that's on their machine and whatnot. It's not necessarily a server that is on your actual computer. It's not that type of a server. It's a virtual one, and you can have, multiple, not only texting chat, but also voice chat. So let's say you have 5 different people in there. You guys can all chat with each other, so like instead of doing what's that called? Instead of doing a group call, a big old group call, group meeting. What's that called? 3-way calling, 4-way calling, or whatever. You can have multiple people in the same room, and it's pretty cool. Let's see. Before you know it, Alex Jones will be knocking on your door looking to borrow spare airtime. That's awesome. Cool. Linda's on Discord. That's awesome. Yeah, it's basically like a party line type of a thing. That's more or less what it amounts to. But yeah, you can put as many people in there as awesome, and it makes it a little bit easier than doing Skype calling, because you don't have to accept a call and link it. You just give somebody a link to a room, to your server, and you get in it that way. It's a lot easier for handling, group calls whenever you're going to have multiple people on the same call. So Discord for that is awesome. They use it in gaming. It makes gaming, a lot easier for, if you're doing the campaigns and whatnot, but the same thing goes for this type of stuff. Discord works very, very awesome. You just join the voice chat right in there, and it makes it so much easier. Oh, I understand that. I definitely understand that, Dave. And also, dude, too. I mean, you got my number. Definitely give me a call tomorrow anytime. And, if it's something that you're looking at getting into, and, I can help you out and help you get that set up and going and whatnot. It's really not that bad to get set up and get to. And Islan also, he can help you out quite a bit too. He's been using it and getting into it as well. So, but yeah, give me a holler tomorrow if you want to, and I can definitely help you out on that if you whenever you get up and going, and if you feel up to it, definitely. So guys, I thank you guys very much for joining in and for joining the insanity here. And shout out to everybody. Dave, you're awesome. Linda, you are amazing as well. Islan, you're cool. So yeah, guys, have a great one. Thank you very much for listening. Discordapp.com. Oh, you're in there as well too, Linda. That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, Discord, great place to go. So guys, thank you very much. Y'all have a wonderful one, and I'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central. Have a great evening. Oh wait, let's do an actual song. Yeah. This one. There we go. All right, guys. Good night.